from the Mercy One studio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Making It Personal is provided by Sarah Vocations Ministry. Learn more at joinserra.org.
Making It Personal with Bishop William Joensen on Iowa Catholic Radio and iowacatholicradio.com.
Welcome to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. I'm Kelly Mesher-Collins with the Diocese of Des Moines. On today's show, we're visiting with Father James Ahenkora, pastor of St. Patrick Parish in Council Bluffs, and Jill Faust, director of religious education, about engaging the parish community as we move forward beyond the pandemic. But before we get to today's interview, let's find out what's on the Bishop's mind.
Well, these are the golden days of late spring. This first Friday, of course, next Friday is the Feast of the Sacred Heart, so we'll kind of hold our Sacred Heart devotion until next week as well. But so many things converging with the conclusion of the school year, and many things both to celebrate and also to seek God's consolation as well. So obviously, Deacon Tony Valdez here at Station Manager, Iowa Catholic Radio, is Father Manuel, who passed away at age 93 after a long illness, and so we offer our prayers and condolences to the Valdez family as well. Much beloved member of the Iowa Catholic Radio family, Deacon Tony, and his father, obviously a man who passed down his musical gifts and other things to his son as well as his faith. And also Deacon Pat Kirkman, so he of Christ the King Parish, who also had a long illness, and he'll be buried next Monday from Christ the King. So our condolences to Christine and all the family who accompanied him every step of the way as he now sees the face of the Heavenly Father also. So we approach the Feast of Corpus Christi this Sunday, and lots of parishes are doing various things, and I think it's part of our whole Eucharistic initiatives to kind of spark and activate Catholic faith and faith and love for the Eucharist. Jesus present to us, body, blood, soul, and divinity, and we are people on pilgrimage, and so to know that Jesus is with us, and so parishes such as St. Anthony's, obviously their famous Corpus Christi procession, and I bet Father James is going to tell us a little bit about that too at St. Patrick in Council Bluffs. So various parishes doing many things. Tomorrow, I have the great blessing of being out at St. Thomas More Catholic Youth Camp, the St. Thomas More Center, as they will rededicate their new cabins, thanks to the many benefactors who supported them. And Bishop Pates is going to be with us, Emeritus Bishop Pates. We'll be dedicating Pates Plaza. So I don't know if they've tinted the concrete purple or what there, or put a Vikings logo on it or not. But he'll be with us, and I'm sure his lively spirit. Of course, he's serving as the administrator of the Crookston, Minnesota Diocese, so we're just
Still
lucky to get a few hours of his time here. I don't know if it's a private jet or what will be spiriting him back to Minnesota or not in that way. But then our priests will be on retreat, many of them on the Des Moines Diocese Priests, their annual retreat at Conception Abbey. This retreat will be led by Bishop Mark Bartosik, Auxiliary of Chicago. So spiritual refreshment and renewal for them. And I hope all of our listeners are taking time not just to busy themselves in good ways, and many find yard work relaxing. I may not be one of them, although physical labor is a good thing, and but mowing the lawn or whatever we might be about, gardening and things too. But we want to cultivate our souls and bring forth the beautiful fruits of all the graces of the Spirit that we've shared in at Pentecost and beyond. So we want to do that. Also, a shout out to some of the performers. We had the Dowling commencement last week, but Dowling Catholic High School, which some wags will sometimes say with tongue in cheek, Dowling Catholic Football High School. But the football players, they better step it up, because the tennis performers have done quite well. Shout out to Daniel Liu, who won the boys state championship, and then Allison Zale, if I'm saying her name correctly, who just won the girls or the women's state championship in Class 2A. And so Dowling Catholic Tennis High School, I don't know, but of course, many ways in which the excellence of our young people. So a great shout out to them. And again, as we move into the summer months, and I know the track performers also did quite well. On a more serious note, of course, this past weekend, got to celebrate with the religious sisters and the religious priests of the diocese, just to kind of thank them for their contributions as they live their vocation. We kind of pushed that back from the Feast of the Presentation to last Sunday on the cusp of the Feast of the Visitation, which was also Memorial Day. We memorialized, obviously, also a significant event a century ago, the massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Greenwood neighborhood there. And so the ecumenical prayer that was there was something, I think, very beautiful, Christians standing with one another and commemorating something that we never want to happen again.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll welcome Father James, pastor of St. Patrick Parish in Council Bluffs, and Jill Faust, host and Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and John Lee and Eddie in the Morning provided by Bell Construction.
Bell Construction is a roofing company. They specialize in residential re-roofs, like commercial jobs, and have the experience to meet all of your roofing needs with personal service. With Bell Construction, the owner will come to your home or place of business in person to inspect and ensure the quality of work that you deserve. They pride themselves in working with you on a personal basis and making sure you are satisfied. Bell Construction, 515-963-4494. Bell Construction.
Thank you, Big Red Q Quick Print, for underwriting the sports report. Family owned and operated since 1980, Big Red Q Quick Print is a full-service print shop ready to help you with all your printing needs with speed and accuracy. Forms, manuals, brochures, letterhead, envelopes, business cards, custom invitations, design, and bindery. Big Red Q Quick Print, located across from Merle Hay Mall. Online at bigredq-desmoines.com. Big Red Q Quick Print. We make printing easy.
Welcome back. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. On today's show, we're visiting with Father James Ahenkora, pastor of St. Patrick Parish in Council Bluffs. Please forgive me, Father, for flubbing your name earlier. Father Jones, Bishop Joensen put me in my place.
He's a very merciful priest, yes. and the joy of the gospel is alive in him, and we'll be with him shortly.
That's
here.
right. We've also got Jill Faust, Director of Religious Education. We're going to talk about them engaging the parish community.
So just to finish up that piece as we segue to the break, again, Bishop David Condler of Tulsa, Oklahoma, as well as Reverend Robert Turner of the historic Vernon Chapel, American Methodist Episcopal Church. So,
all right, and we are just getting our guests on here.
All right, so turn it down. So, we're welcome to have Father James with us today. Father James,
Bishop,
I'm
on the line with Joe.
It's good to have you. We're on here on a Friday morning, and many good things happening as well. And Fridays are a special day for you in the parish as you have Eucharistic devotion and other presences as well. We want to thank you, along with Jill, being present to us as well. So I've been to your parish many times, and are able to we just have a little feedback here. So sorry for the distraction, folks. People think I'm a little scatterbrained anyway, but keep focus here. Let's stay on task, Jones. So hopefully this is coming through your end as well. Sometimes like preaching, especially when people are wearing masks, it's like, is anything getting through here? Or with my students as well. So, all right, let's be on. People always listen to you, Father James. You're very captivating. And if you, not just with your words, but with your charismatic presence, and then you lift people's souls with music as well. And so you've come to the Des Moines Diocese. You've obviously touched parishes in Messina as well, and Greenfield, and so now at St. Patrick's in Council Bluffs, where there's been a real rejuvenation as you took the reins over from Father Glenn Wilberding, and obviously the people have a fond place in their hearts for Father Glenn. So just tell us a little bit about your path to lead you to St. Patrick's.
All right, I want to thank you, Bishop, for having me on the program, and I know some of my parishioners are also listening on Spirit Catholic Radio. I hope I'm not going to take a bill for advertising for Spirit Catholic Radio.
we're all in the same family, so yeah, we're partners.
So maybe a little bit about myself. Father James Ahenkora, and I have Kizito as my middle name. I took Kizito during confirmation, and I love St. Kizito because he was one of the young martyrs of Uganda whose feast we celebrated yesterday. He died at 14, and he was burnt alive. And so I admired him for his love for Christ and for his bravery, so I decided to take that name at confirmation.
Well, that burning love of Christ is in you, obviously. So, yeah. So.
And I originally from Ghana in West Africa. I was born and bred in a town called Nima in the capital of Ghana, Accra. And I am from a very big family. I have 5 brothers and 4 sisters.
Oh, my.
I'm the 8th of 10. I had a Catholic dad.
No wonder you're so charming, You knew how to get along with all your siblings.
He was at the mercy of them. I know from experience.
The sisters in particular, right? Yeah. Okay.
I was blessed to have gone to a Catholic high school. It was both a high school and a minor seminary. And but I was not a minor seminarian because at the time I had no plans of becoming a priest. I had always thought of becoming a medical doctor, and that was my plan.
Oh,
but not
an uncommon joint desire. Okay, so
yes, but I had to forget about that because I didn't do too well in my physics class, and I didn't like chemistry too. So I realized this was not for me.
Oh, so you're still a fine person, even if you don't like chemistry.
Yeah. So after ordination, I served in Ghana for 6 years, and then Father Raphael, who is in Shenandoah, will be moving to St. Teresa's in Des Moines, and I volunteered to go to the Archdiocese of Kingston, Jamaica, to serve as Fide Donum priest for 3 years. And whilst we were in Jamaica, we were coming to the United States for our vacation. People think it should be the other way around.
Indeed.
So when we were done with our contract with the Archdiocese of Kingston, we told our bishop we wanted to have an experience here of ministry in the United States, and he says, if you get a bishop who wants to work with you, I will support you with all the paperwork. And so we wrote to the Diocese of Des Moines. At the time, we didn't know it was even a French name, so we were pronouncing it Des Moines. We wrote to Bishop Faith, and then we had a very favorable response, and that was how we got into this diocese.
I mean, if anyone were to throw a dart at the map of the United States, where would I like to go more than anyone else? Des Moines obviously rises to the top, and then, Des Moines, or however one says it. So it is to our great blessing and grace that both you and Father Raphael Asama, and we know the people of Hamburg and Shenandoah, St. Mary's parishes there are grieving the loss of a much beloved pastor who they'll have to let go. And again, to be part of a diocesan family, obviously the calling comes in different ways and has to be discerned. So they'll be receiving Father Tom Takadi-Param and be well served, just as the people of Corpus Christi and Council Bluffs have to let him go as well too. So you obviously, Jamaica, the church is a little different than the United States, perhaps. Your homilies are the same length as they are at St. Patrick's, or did you have to make an adjustment there?
I had to make a big adjustment because in Jamaica you don't preach for less than 30 minutes. The whole mass took us about 2 to 2.5 hours, and we do a lot of singing, in the mass. And for example, during collection time, we don't pass baskets around. We dance from the back of the church to put our money in a box in front of the altar.
Oh, all right. It's kind of like King David dancing before the Lord,
Exactly.
Making sure one's skirt is long enough as well. So that's a reference to the scriptures. I'm just relating the scriptures there. So.
A lot of singing and dancing. And so when I came here, I told my first reflection, I think I told them, I know I am in the United States of America and not in Jamaica, and so I'll try to keep my homily short.
Otherwise, there'd be an insurrection, right? The I-80 bridge to Omaha would be, which is already well traveled. People are driving an hour or more for that 20-minute mass in Omaha. So Jill, Father James with you, and tell us your own experience in faith formation, religious education. Are you a transplant as well? Are you from the area?
I'm from Council Bluffs and have went through the RCIA process actually in 1988 and was married in 1989. My husband and I were married at Holy Family Church in Council Bluffs, and that was where we raised our family, and our children grew up at Holy Family and all attended St. Albert. I've been kind of across the board. I started many years ago at the request of Sister Lorraine Schmitz here. She was our faith formation director at Holy Family for many, many years, and became a volunteer catechist. My husband and I were volunteer catechists for more than 15 years, and my experiences just grew. That calling just got stronger, And I was working in the secular world as well, worked as an editor for a magazine, but made time for family, made time for that, and for the church. And I felt very called to continue to serve the church through faith formation and working specifically with children. My responsibilities really grew about 12 years ago when we made the decision in Council Bluffs to begin confirming in the high school years. And so we started working. I worked with Father Dan Kirby at the time in developing that program, what that would look like for our freshmen and sophomores, preparing them those 2 years to be confirmed their sophomore year. And did that for many years, and was very blessed and fortunate to take on the role of the Director of Faith Formation upon the retirement of Leon Bonker here at St. Patrick Church last year.
So just really an unfolding path, and the church, I think, and pastors and ministers are often discerning. This is a person whose gifts and calling for it. But the kind of flip side of that is that we keep tapping our people, asking more and more of them. Did you ever find there was a little resistance, like, "Oh Lord," or is it always it was just the awakening of desire, or was it, "Oh Lord, this is what you're asking of me"? Okay.
Bishop, it was a lot of both. But it became so clear to me that that's where I was being called. And God just kept making opportunities happen. My position in the secular world as an editor, that ended when the magazine I worked for closed. And I felt like this is how this was supposed to be. I'm supposed to now devote my time and energies more toward work with the church, and I was open to whatever I was being called to do. So very fortunate to get to work with a lot of different people and really be mentored and supported in so many ways these last many years, actually. Beautiful. 20-plus years.
Wow, thank you for that. And again, I think those who are initiated in the church sometimes are the most on fire of Catholics. Mm-hmm. And, my dad as well saw himself as a convert, always kind of identifies, but no, these are full-fledged, and sometimes the most potent Catholics that we have. And so thank you for what you are. And obviously with the team that you have, with your staff, as well as Deacons Charles Hannon, James Mason, Emmett Tinley, and John Fenning, really a lot of great energy and resources there on the human level. So we've kind of moved into this. St. Patrick's is a happening parish. I think I've heard it said it's the best parish. I don't know. It's in the Council of Bluffs, in the diocese. Father James, you're not shy in that regard, and people are taking ownership of that. But two notes to hit here. You who are so musical and composing music and singing to your people. But what kind of spirit-led kind of unconventional initiatives that were there, and what's going on in terms of promoting the love and the life of the Eucharist and communion among your people? So it's a really open-ended question, and Father James, maybe would you respond first?
All right. I want to begin by thanking Father Glenn, my predecessor, for building this beautiful church, and of course, we pride ourselves as having the best Catholic church in the whole world. Yeah. And then the Father also built a very beautiful adoration chapel for us. So what we decided to do was to make Fridays our parish day of prayer, to encourage people to have some kind of intimacy with Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. And so on Fridays, after the morning Mass, the Blessed Sacrament is exposed. And then people come in as individuals and as families to come pray. And at 3 p.m., we have the Chaplet of the Divine Mercy, and we end with the benediction. And we are encouraging parishioners to also make good use of the beautiful adoration chapel that we have. Mm.
And so, we don't have to start from scratch. The Church offers this as part of its storied tradition and the way to cultivate Eucharistic love. And so you're allowing that to be present. You've also, even in the midst of the pandemic or shortly beforehand, I understand, added some daily masses. Is that right, with the evening opportunity to celebrate?
Yes, we had 2 evening opportunities on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m., and we begin with a reconciliation at 5, and then we have Mass at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, apart from the morning Masses we have. And it's been wonderful because I think it gave opportunity to parishioners who wanted to come for daily Mass, but couldn't make it in the morning. So it was a very good initiative, and we have parishioners responding to this.
And I think that testifies to your zeal in offering 2 opportunities. Now, word on the street is, I don't know, I might have it from a reputable source, that you might be getting a new associate pastor, parochial vicar, at least to a 50% commitment to St. Patrick's. Will that make it easier to sustain some of these Eucharistic opportunities? I'm piquing the interest and curiosity. I'm not naming who it might be. Might be one of the 5 newly ordained. I'm just saying. But
Since this is coming from the bishop's mouth, I want to take it that it's settled.
There's no going back now.
We'll be more than happy to have a priest to help here in this parish, And we have lots and lots of plans, and I think with having a brother priest to support, we are not going to be just the best Catholic church in the whole world, but the best in the entire universe.
And you might have to share this, priest. Just saying, and people can, calm down. It's not going to be me coming. They're not going to have to put up with me coming. I have the heart of a parish priest, but to also be present at St. Albert Catholic School. So I think that'll be a dynamic combination, and it'll be present.
That will be wonderful, because we need that presence in St. Albert's too, and so that will be a wonderful opportunity for the kids there to experience a priest, and also to help with the staff there in our parish. And we are looking forward to having the priest that you will have.
A priest to be named later, yes. So,
yes.
He's already been drafted, though, so anyway.
And we are going to take very good care of him.
Well, you better, because otherwise he may be called elsewhere otherwise. So we're winding down here. We want to have you stay with us, Father James and Jill, if you will, please, after the break.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen on Iowa Catholic Radio on the Spirit Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Making It Personal is provided by the Sarah Vocations Ministry, including the St. Sarah Club of Des Moines and the Sarah Club of Council Bluffs. Sarah is an apostolate of the Worldwide Catholic Church dedicated to fostering and supporting priesthood and religious vocations. Sarahs strive to accomplish their mission through prayer, fellowship, and service to the bishop, priests, sisters, and all in religious formation, and in doing so to increase their own holiness. Learn more at joinsarah.org, joinserra.org. Thank you, Sarahs, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and the Uncommon Good provided by Mercy College of Health Sciences, where you can chart your course for more.
This is Bo Bonner.
And I'm Dr. Bud Marr from the Uncommon Good.
Mercy College provides unparalleled clinical rotations, hands-on learning, accelerated education, and flexible schedules. Since 1899, Mercy College has been transforming students into healthcare professionals. Guided by Catholic values, our faculty put classroom theory into practice. Students are prepared for roles in service and leadership throughout their own careers.
Learn more at mchs.edu.
Welcome back. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. We're with Father James Ahenkora and Jill Faust of St. Patrick Parish in Council Bluffs.
Thank you for remaining with us. And I just want to go on record that as much as I support your passion for your parish, I don't want to be too parochial myself, pun intended, in terms of St. Peter's and also Corpus Christi and Our Lady of Carter Lake in the greater Council Bluffs area, all fine parishes. So you can make that claim, but I think it'll rouse and call the other people and say, no, the Spirit of the Lord is alive and well. And
so don't send Bishop letters.
Yeah, please. No texts, no letters.
We are all brothers.
He was just joking around.
Yeah, I also have liberty to claim to.
Am I correct to recall that you also have initiated a kind of an hour of amazing grace? Is there something also connected with the Eucharist?
Yes, we are yet to take off on that program, the Hour of Amazing Grace. It's also an opportunity to encourage, especially our young ones, to visit Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. It's the plan is to make it just an hour, but we're going to have a lot of singing in that program. We'll begin with a short welcome. We have some praise songs, and then we expose the Blessed Sacrament. We sing the Old Salutaris Hostia, and then we continue with some worship songs. We will have a short Bible reading, scripture reading, and with a short reflection. We enter into intercessory prayers, and we encourage people to pray, and then we will end with benediction. So that is what we are thinking to do, and we will start very soon.
Oh, that will only amplify, I think, all the other great things. Jill, I was with your confirmation young people who now receive the sacrament. I think there were well into 30 young people who received that. What kind of things in this past year, though, did you have to rely on the Holy Spirit and creativity and be very adaptable? And are there any takeaways for you that you might continue to sustain going forward?
Yes, absolutely. This was a year like no other, as we all are very aware. But it did present a lot of opportunities. There were indeed challenges. I think probably one of the greatest challenges was the ongoing effort to keep people distanced so we could keep them safe. And when you do that, especially young people, their interactions are a little bit limited, especially with your high school students when they're preparing for confirmation, because it's your desire to get them into small groups and let them open up and share. But they still responded so well, and I'm so glad that you had an opportunity to spend some time with them when you were here with us prior to the start of our confirmation liturgy. They were a responsive group, and this was a year, I think, that really saw growth for them. We saw it also in our younger grades, too, where one of the challenges initially we thought was, how are we going to host classes? Our parents were very supportive of resuming classes this past fall, but how we might do that. So we had 2 grade levels here at the church every week. So by the end of the month, we had every grade level, 1st through 8th grade, attending at least one in-person session, with them going home with lessons or accessing them on a faith formation website, which we created this year to support everything that we were doing. So there were lots of opportunities that we built along the way, or things we had to do, and they've turned into opportunities and things that we'll continue to do going forward this upcoming year and in the future, looking to hold classes here, possibly at the church. Families were very responsive to that. The children were especially responsive, having them present here in the church. Our classes were typically held at St. Albert's School in the past, but plugging the kids back into the church and having them have the opportunity to pray in the church with Father James, to sing with Father James, was remarkable. And the children, as you can very much imagine, responded with great excitement and exuberance at every opportunity they had to spend with Father James, especially when we sang.
Well, he is infectious in the best of senses in terms of his charisms, and we're waiting his CD or whatever. That's kind of an ancient medium now, right? We don't do that anymore. But and he's even offered to offer concerts for us to help us in whatever capacity the capital campaign. So we still await that statue of St. Patrick once your engineers give you the go ahead at your parish. But thank you both for your ministries and service.
This has been another edition of Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. Thank you to our guests and listeners in Iowa, Nebraska, and Wisconsin.
You can hear Making It Personal with Bishop William Joensen every week on Iowa Catholic Radio and iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Making It Personal is provided by Sarah Vocations Ministry. Learn more at joinserra.org.